Welcome to KilKare Speedway. I'm Nate Pennington. I'd like to thank you for buying this Pinstroke Productions at the Track videotape. We are here with the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series, the Labor Day Championships. Only 2 races left after this one for the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series here at KilKare Speedway. So we're not going to waste any time.
Please be aware
that we got plenty of racing to do. Of course, late models, modifieds, pro stocks, pure stocks, and mini stocks. And we're about ready for all the racing action to start in the heat races, so we're going to begin here in just a moment. And our first heat race of the night will be the Pro Stock Heat Race number 1, 78 Virgil Powell, 3 Daryl Norman, 4 Ron Lewis, and the 31 of Rick Turpin.
Down to the infield, Virgil Powell, Daryl Norman, breaking the field down to turn number 3.
Second is Ron Lewis in the 4 machine. Third belongs to Daryl Norman, and 3 and 31 Rick Turpin rounding out your 4-car field. Virgil Powell still leading it. To go for your leader, car number 78, Virgil Powell. Ron Lewis right on his back bumper. Daryl Norman, a little bit of space back to him. He runs third. And your winner will be out of turn number 4, car number 78, Virgil Powell. Ron Lewis will come home second. Third will go to Daryl Norman. And the 31 car, Rick Turpin, rounds out your 4-car field. Once again, your winner, car number 78, Virgil Powell.
Bring out the second
heat race number 2 for the Pro Stocks. Clark Wolf on the pole. Outside of him, Mike Miller. Then it's the 99 of Ansel Massey, the 11 of Ryan Dunleavy, and the 97 of...
First 4 cars bunch up behind the pole sitter, Clark Wolf. Mike Miller on the outside. Ansel Massey runs up on the second row.
Mike Miller wastes no time, jumps out to that early lead over in turn 1. Ryan Dunleavy running second. Third belongs to the 14 of Clark Wolf. Dunleavy now looks to the high side, going through turns 1 and 2. Mike Miller, still your leader. Ryan Dunleavy running second. as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go for car number 52, Mike Miller. And your winner out of turn number 4, car number 52, Mike Miller. Ryan Dunleavy will come home second. Third will go to the 99 of Ansel Massey. Fourth to the 14 of Clark Wolf, and rounding out your 5-car field, the 97 of Jeff Wilson. Once again, your winner, car number 52, Mike Miller. And now heat race number 1 for the mini stocks, and they're going to line up this way. Derek McCushin in the 95 machine. Outside of him will be the 6 of Ron Wells. It's the 660 of Jerry Moore. 7 Kenny Snyder. 21 new driver out tonight, Kurt Snyder, son of Kenny Snyder. In a moment, we're going to have the green flag.
Jerry Moore and the 7 of Kenny Snyder leading the field down the back straightaway. Another Dan Hammond looking things over.
Side around Derek Confucian and takes over the lead. 95 of Confucian runs second, and the 60 of Jerry Moore third. And the 21 of Kurt Snyder, his first race ever, his first spin into the infield. Ron Wells, truck number 6, he's your leader. Second, Derek Confucian feeling the pressure from the 60 of Jerry Moore for the second spot. As the white flag comes out, 1 more lap to go. And your winner, truck number 6, Ron Wells. Derek Confucian comes home second. The 60 of Jerry Moore will get third. Fourth will go to Kenny Snyder, and the 21 of Kurt Snyder will round out your 5-car field. Once again, your winner, truck number 6, Ron Wells.
Had a streak of 3 straight victories the month of June. Flags of Chevrolet, KilKare.
And heat race number 2 for the mini stocks pulling out on the track. The 24, Rick Bates. Outside him, 99, Greg White. 45, Eddie Flora. The 17 of Frank Harvey.
Eddie Flora. And the 17 of Frank Harvey with Eddie Barra. The 22 rounding out the field.
And the 22 of Eddie Baroque.
Eddie Flora right behind him in the inside position of row 2. Frank Harvey on the outside. Second, third belongs to the 17 of Frank Harvey. Bates still your leader, Eddie Flora. Looking to the inside, coming out of turn 4. Underneath the red machine down
second, and Rick Bates just that quickly back to third. White flag comes out, 1 lap to go. And your winner will be truck number 45, Eddie Flora. Frank Harvey comes home second. Rick Bates will finish third. Fourth will go to the 99 of Greg White, and rounding out your 5-car field will be the 22 of Eddie Barreau. Once again, your winner, car number or truck number 45, Eddie Flora. KilKare late models pulling out on the track for their first 2 heat races. John Vallow will start out on the pole on this one. The 2 of Dave Brandenburg will start second. Carl Stapleton and Dave Barnhart. Then it's the 75 of Gary Estes. The 87 machine is, I'll have to find a number. The 27 is Brian Brandenberry, and the 98 of Chris Stott. In a moment, we'll have the green flag. And the caution flag comes back out from the hot lap session for the late models, and we should be getting the green flag here momentarily. And got a name on the 87 car just as he went to the pit area. Going out of this heat race, Chappie Pitts. Chappie Pitts, car number 87. Stapleton running second. Third, a battle between Gary Estes and Dave Brandenburg. Now Brandenburg pulls up on Stapleton just a little bit. Brandenburg slight advantage down the back straightaway. Now going into fourth. Stapleton pulls up to his side. Side by side down the front straightaway, and through turns 1 and 2. Coming once again down the back stretch, still side by side for second. John Vallow, your leader. Estes slight advantage going into turn 1 and 2. And now Gary Estes runs third. Carl Stapleton back to fourth. White flag, 1 lap to go. And your winner, car number 22, John Vallow. Dave Brandenburg will come home second. Third will go to Gary Estes. Fourth to the Carl Stapleton car number 33, and rounding out for top 5 will be the 87 of Brian Brandenberry. Once again, your winner, car number 22, John Vallow.
Here born in Ohio, indeed.
Heat race number 2 for the late models, Jerry Stapleton and Joe Hill on the front row. Greg Stapleton and Dick Dunleavy Jr., Russ Bob and Will Spurgeon. The 16 tonight is Bobby Jacks, and out back the 01 of Gene Crace.
And rounding out the field in the 4th row is the 16 being driven tonight by Bobby Jacks and the 01 of Gene Crace.
Stapleton, your leader. Joe Hill running second. Third place battle between Greg Stapleton and Dick Dunleavy Jr. Dunleavy Jr. on the outside. Greg Stapleton on the inside. Now Dunleavy Jr. side advantage down the front stretch. Dunleavy takes over third as Jerry Stapleton still your leader. Still Stapleton, Hill, and Dunleavy, and Stapleton, your top four. Jerry Stapleton. And your winner will be car number 72, Jerry Stapleton. Coming home second will be the 70 of Joe Hill. Third will go to the 5 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Fourth to the 18 of Greg Stapleton. And rounding out your top 5 will be Bobby Jacks in the 16. Once again, your winner, car number 72 in the Ford Taurus, Jerry Stapleton. Pure Stock Heat race number 1, Jeremy Everding, Danny Suffren, Brian Cottrell, Brian Roush, 63 is Brett Clark, 71 Jeff Marsh, 90 Steve Shaw, and out back the 18 of Billy Ritchie.
The 98 of Gary Stites, latecomer to the
second, a battle between the 75 of Brian Cottrell and Danny Suffren, and also Brian Roush right there in the 3 machine. And caution comes out. Got a smoker, the 71 of Jeff Marsh, with a problem. On the restart, it will be Jeremy Everding, Brian Cottrell, Danny Suffren, Brian Roush. Jeff Marsh makes it back out on the track in the 71 machine. He will go a lap down. And somebody grazed wrong down the front stretch. I believe that was the 3 of Brian Roush. No, it was the 28 of Danny Suffren. Suffren now runs second. Joey Everding still your leader. And Jeremy Everding with a problem. Looks like a right rear tire going flat on the number 1 machine. Danny Suffren, now your leader. The second place position is the 3 of Brian Roush. And your winner will be car number 28, Danny Suffren. Brian Roush will come home second. Brian Cottrell third. Fourth will go to the 63 of Brett Clark, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 90 of Steve Shaw. Once again, your winner, car number 28, Danny Suffrine.
That is his second heat win on the season. Heat racers.
Heat race number 2 for the Pure Stock. Sean Miller, Chris Poppaw, Ken Burnett, Craig Conover, the 8 of John Schmidt, the 01 of Potter Ledford, and the 00 of Matt McCarty.
So 7 cars lining up as they head down the back straightaway. 6 laps will be in the green flag.
Sean Miller. Second belongs to the 88 of Ken Burnett. Third is the 6 of Craig Connor. Right on his back bumper. He runs second. Craig Conover third. White flag. 1 lap to go for your leader. Car number 24, Sean Miller. Ken Burnett running second. Car number 24, Sean Miller. Ooh, I almost spoke too soon as Ken Burnett made almost a last effort pass there, but he comes home second. Third will go to the Craig Conover machine. Fourth to the 57 of Chris Poppaw, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 01 of Potter Ledford. Once again, your winner, car number 24, Sean Miller. Our final set of heat races of the night will be the modified heat races. Heat race number 1 will line up this way. 58 is Kevin Colvin. Outside of him, the 3 of Jerry Stapleton. 1 is Mike Carroll. 31, Don Fleming Jr. 42, Jim Lewis Jr. 5, Sky Hinkle. 86, Roy Sowers. And the 66 of Jim Hurt.
Cars lined up behind the with 31 of Don Fleming on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 finds the 42 and Jim Lewis, the 5 of Sky Hinkle. Row 5 finds the
Jerry Stapleton, leader. 31 of Don Fleming Jr. runs second. Back for third between the 58 of Kevin Coleman and the 1 of Mike Carroll. Mike Carroll now takes over the third position in the 1 machine. Don Fleming Jr. running second behind the 3 of Jerry Stapleton. 42 Jim Lewis Jr. is running fourth. Stapleton's still your leader. Takes a peek inside Pennington slams the door. Mike Carroll holding on to third. Trying to find a way around the 31 of Don Fleming Jr. To go for your leader, Jerry Stapleton. And your winner will be car number 3, Jerry Stapleton. Coming home second will be the 31 of Don Fleming Jr. Third will go to Mike Carroll. Fourth to the 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. Rounding out your top 5 will be the 5 of Sky Hinkle. Once again, your winner, car number 3, Jerry Stapleton. Heat race number 2 for the modifieds as they get ready for their hot lap session. We have Gary Smith, Frank Harris, Steve Rickard, Ed Lawrence out there. All right, see if I can give you a little bit more complete lineup. Gary Smith, Frank Harris, Steve Rickard, Ed Lawrence.
And the 15 of Kevin Bloxham.
Then it's the 10 of Steve Snap, 11 Dick Dunleavy Jr., the 6 of Derek Barnett. Kevin Bloxham out there in the 15, Charlie Davis in the 4, and Wayne Watercutter in the 8. Gary Smith takes over and jumps up that early lead. Got about a 10-car length lead out there. Steve Rickard runs second. Third belongs to the 76 of Frank Harris. Battle for fourth between Dunleavy and the 10 of Steve Snap. Dunleavy taking over fourth. Now Snap back to fifth. Dunleavy now third. Gary Smith still your leader. White flag, 1 lap go for your leader, car number 25, Gary Smith. The back stretch, Gary Smith goes. Your second place, a battle between Steve Rickard and Dunleavy. Your winner will be car number 25, Gary Smith. Coming home second will be the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Third will go to Steve Rickard will come home second. Third will go to Dick Dunleavy Jr. Fourth to the 76 of Frank Harris. And rounding out your top 5 will be car number 10, Steve Snap. Once again, your winner, car number 25, Gary Smith. And that'll wrap up the heat races. We're going to take us a break and an intermission for you. It'll be just a moment, and the late model feature will be out. Hang on.
The winner of the Earl Isaacs Moto Trailer.
And as promised, late models are coming up for their feature event. 35-lap Labor Day Championship for the late models. Inside row number 1 is car number 5. That's Dick Dunleavy Jr. Outside of him, celebrating an anniversary tonight, the 01 Gene Price. Row number 2, car number 72, Jerry Stapleton, and the 22 of John Vallow. John Vallow. Row number 3 is the 98 of Chris Stump and the 75 of Gary Estes. Inside, row number 4, car number 18, Greg Stapleton, and the 33 of Carl Stapleton. Row number 5 is the 70 of Joe Hill and the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Row number 6, car number 53, Russ Bobb, and the 3 of Dave Barnhart. Row number 7, car number 16, Bobby Jacks, and the 27 of Brian Brandenberry. And in row number 8, car number 43, Will Spurgeon, and the 87 of Chappie Pitts.
Row number 2.
Wasting no time from the inside pole, grabs the lead. Jerry Stapleton running second, Stump third. Greg Stapleton holding on to that 4th position right now. Gary Estes running 5th, with John Vallow holding on to that 6th position in the 22 car. And we got one slow down the backstretch. Looks like Chappie Pitts is tagged the wall somewhere, or the front suspension has broke on its own. He'll get it around and get it into the infield, and we stay green. Still your leader in the 5 car. Jerry Stapleton running second. Third, Chris Stump. 18, Greg Stapleton, Gary Estes, and John Vallow. Not much has changed up in the top 6. Joe Hill in the 70 machine running 7th. And it's Russ Bobb, Carl Stapleton, and Gene Grace, your outside pole sitter. outside. 75 car on the move. He battles for the fourth position with Greg Stapleton, and John Vallow also right there in the 22 car. Stapleton, Greg Stapleton, and Gary Estes still side by side. Battle for the fourth position. Best one on the track at the moment. Gary Estes on the inside, Greg Stapleton on the outside. Valley just doing everything right, running that groove, and it becomes everybody else's job to try to get around halfway. Estes now slips back just a little bit. Now the battle is for the 5th position with John Fallow as Estes has slipped back a little bit. Greg Stapleton takes command of the 4th place once again. Still your leader, Jerry Stapleton, Chris Stump, Greg Stapleton, and John Dallow, your top 5. Estes now falling back to the 6th position in the 75 car. Looks like he was taking a look inside of the Jerry Stapleton machine down the front stretch. Dunleavy now opening about a 4 or 5 car length lead over the 6th place of Jerry Stapleton. This one having been an all Dunleavy show so far. White flag, 1 lap to go for your leader. Car number 5, Dick Dunleavy Jr. And your winner will be car number 5, Dick Dunleavy Jr. Coming home second will be the Jerry Stapleton machine, car number 72, the Ford Taurus. Third will go to the 98 of Chris Stump, fourth to the 18 of Greg Stapleton, and rounding out your top 5 will be car number 22, John Fallow. Once again, your winner, car number 5, John Dick Dunleavy Jr. Just thinking of the consistency of John Vallow and Dick Dunleavy Jr. Those two cars, since Dunleavy's been out here in the late model a little bit before half seasons. And he, of course, had to start at the tail of the field and immediately started having top 5, 6, 7, 8 finishes, top 10 finishes, and started moving himself up, and now brings home the Labor Day Championship. Check going on. We're waiting here to see yes, the checkered flag is being passed down, and we're going to get a winner's lap here. Dick Dunleavy Jr. And as Dick Dunleavy Jr.'s winner circle interview goes on for the track, we're going to have the lineup for the pure stock feature. Inside row number 1 is the number 28 of Danny Suffren. Outside him, number 1, Jeremy Everdeen. Row number 2 is number 24, Sean Miller, and the number 88 of Ken Burnett. Row number 3, car number 6, Craig Conover, and the 3 of Brian Roush. And in row number 4, 75, Brian Cottrell, the 57 of Chris Popall. Row number 5, car number 63, Brett Clark, and the 71 of Jeff Marsh. In row number 6, the 90 of Steve Shaw, and the 01 of Potter Ledford. And in row number 7, car number 98, Gary Seitz, and the 8 of John Schmidt. And out back in row number 8, car number 00, Matt McCarty, and the 18 of Billy Ritchie. Contact down the front stretch wall. I'm not sure quite who that was. Jeremy Everdeen with a problem in the water sheet. He drops back all the way from the outside of the ball, way back on the pack. Danny Suffren is your leader. And somebody else with a problem. The 24, Sean Miller, your second place running car. Craig Connor was now second. And Sean Miller slowed down the back straightaway in the 24 machine. And we got one into the front stretch wall. Hard contact for the 8 of John Schmidt. Start it will be Danny C. Suffren, Craig Conover, Ken Burnett, top 3. Then it's Brian Cottrell in the 75 machine in 4th. And rounding out your top 5 will be the 3 of Brian Roush. Steve Shaw with a problem. Looks like he's going to take it to the pit. And the 01 of Potter Ledford slowed down the back straightaway. He gets up to the wall. He looks like he might be headed for pit road. Danny Suffern's still your leader. Potter Ledford very slow down the front straightaway. Suffern still your lead. Rick Conover and Ken Burnett. Top three, then Brian Cottrell and Brian Roush. Looks to the inside of Brian Cottrell down the front straightaway, and Brian Roush takes over that fourth spot. 75 of Brian Cottrell. And problems with Matt McCarty. He gets tagged by a couple of cars there. One of Jeff Marsh and the 57 of Chris Popoff.
So Suffern leading the field down the back
Suffern, your leader. Greg Conover running second, Ken Burnett, Brian Roush, and now Jeremy Everding looks inside of Brian Cottrell, battle for fifth. Everding having a problem at the beginning of the race, now battling back. He runs sixth, battling for the fifth position. Like we got one stopped on the back stretch. That's the 57 of Chris Popoff. Looks like he's tagged the wall fairly hard.
So the yellow flag flies for the third time.
On the restart, it will be Danny Suffern in the 28, then the 6th Craig Conover, the 88 Ken Burnett, the 3 of Brian Roush, and the 75 of Brian Cottrell. Suffern really getting a jump on the start. He brings them down real slow down the backstretch and then lays the hammer down in turn 3. And he is getting an incredible jump on the start on these boys. to go for your leader, car number 28, Danny Suffer. And your winner for the Labor Day Championships for the Pure Stock, car number 28, Danny Suffren. Coming home second will be the 6 of Craig Conover. Ken Burnett will finish third. Fourth will go to the 3 of Brian Roush. And rounding out your top 5 will be the 75 of Brian Cottrell. Once again, your winner, car number 28, Danny Suffren. Climbs out of his car. He's pretty happy. And now it's time for the KilKare Modifieds in their Labor Day Championship feature. Inside row number 1 is number 1 of Mike Carroll. Outside him, the number 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Row number 2, 25, Gary Smith, and the 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. Row number 3, car number 3, Jerry Stapleton, and the 2 of Steve Ricker. Row number 4, car number 17, that's Ed Lawrence, the 76 of Frank Karras. Outside of him, row number 5, car number 31, Don Fleming Jr., and the 58 of Kevin Colvin. Row number 6, car number 10, Steve Snap, and the 5 of Sky Hinkle. Row number 7, car number 6, Derek Barnett, and the 4 of Charlie Davis. Row number 8, Wayne Watercutter, the 66 of Jim Hurt. And in row number 9, car number 86, Roy Sowers, and the 15 of Kevin Bloxham. On the track, but one stopped up there in turn 2. That is the 4 of Charlie Davis with a problem. Complete restart. No laps completed, so a complete 2-wide restart. Mike Carroll and Dick Dunleavy. Gary Smith. Will bring him down. And once again, Mike Carroll jumps out into that lead. The battle for second between Gary Smith and Dick Dunleavy Jr. Now, Dunleavy slipping back just a little bit. He drops into third, and Jerry Stapleton runs fourth in the 3 machine. Jim Lewis Jr. holding on to that 5th spot. inside the engine compartment as he goes around. You can see the cherry red metal of the headers, which are not supposed to be looking like that. So I imagine Kevin Bloxham won't be running here for too long, and look at that, he slows down the car, makes a few last pops. And Kevin Bloxham, car number 15, is done. He takes it to the pits. In a big way. It looked like the rear end to me is where the problem was coming from, and still a little bit of flames underneath the car. KilKare track crew right there. Fire extinguisher goes on and the fire is out. Couple of replays for you. Mike Carroll moves to the outside of Sky Hinkle and down the front straightaway. Boom! There's the rear end. Let's go. And then it really lets go. And of course, that's rear end grease that's going down onto the track. This is going to be a rather long delay for us. As you can see, the flames are still there. And then the KilKare track crew with their fire extinguishers, and the fire is out. And now from Bill Yo's shot over in turn 3. You see a little bit of smoke just as Sky Hinkle comes out of turn 4, and then the flames are up just about the time he crosses the start-finish line. And Sky Hinkle's evening is done, and it's about to become a very expensive evening, to say the least. Jr., Jerry Stapleton, and Jim Lewis Jr. And we got one spinning over into turn 2. Up against the wall, that's the 4 of Charlie Davis. Carroll, your leader. Gary Smith, Nick Dunleavy Jr., Jerry Stateman, and 42, Jim Lewis Jr. Second, third will go to Dick Dunleavy Jr., fourth to the number 3 of Jerry Stateman, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. Once again, your winner, car number 1, Mike Carroll. And now, the mini stop. Labor Day Championship feature pulling up on the track, and they're going to line up this way. Inside, row number 1, truck number 95, Derek McCutcheon. Outside of him, the car of number 7, Kenny Snyder. Then it's the truck of Frank Harvey and Ron Wells, 17 and 6 in row number 2. Row number 3, truck number 60, Jerry Moore, and the 45 of Eddie Flora. Row number 4, the car 99 of Greg White, and the 24 truck of Rick Bates. And out back, the truck of Eddie Baroque, truck number 22, and car number 21, Kurt Snyder.
The 30-lap happy Phillips Capital Sales.
Second belongs to the Frank Harvey machine, with Ron Wells running third. And Wells looks to the inside of Harvey down the back stretch there, side by side. Jerry Moore holding on to 4th with Eddie Flora in 5th. And now Derek McCutcheon sideways coming out of turn 4. more. Ron Wells makes it by, so does Frank Harvey. Everybody bunches up behind him, but everybody keeps going, and we stay green. Your leader is a 17 now of Frank Harvey. Ron Wells running second in truck number 6 with the 60 of Jerry Moore holding on to third. We got one very slow through turn 4. That's the 24 of Rick Bates with a problem. That's the 21 of Kurt Snyder. And Kurt looking for the fire in that car, trying to get out of the alligator pit and cannot do it yet. We stay green for the moment. Caution comes out, the 21 of Kurt Snyder, unable to get out. The car spread too well around the track, so rather than have him take a chance on turning up his car or somebody else's, we throw the caution. On the restart, it will be Frank Harvey, Ron Wells, Jerry Moore. Derek McCushin. Down the back straightaway. Can't get the job done though. Stays right on his back bumper. Once again takes a trip through the infield down the alligator pit, makes it back up on the track, this time no caution. 17 Frank Harvey still your leader. Ron Wells stayed right with him, right on his back bumper. He runs second. number 17, Frank Harvey. Coming home second will be the 6 of Ron Wells. Third will go to Jerry Moore in the 60. Fourth to 45 of Eddie Flora. And rounding out your top 5 will be truck number 95, Derek Fuchsin. Once again, your winner, truck number 17, Frank Harvey. And our final feature of the night will be the NASCAR Weekly Racing Pro Stock Labor Day Championship feature. And inside row number 1, car number 14, that's Clark Wolf. Outside of him, the 99, Ansel Massey. Row number 2, 78, Virgil Powell, and the 52 of Mike Miller. Row number 3, car number 4, Ron Lewis, and the 97 of Jeff Wilson. And in row number 4, car number 3, Daryl Norman, and the 11 of Ryan Dunleavy.
Helping you the victory lane here tonight. Well, I basically wouldn't even be racing if it wasn't.
Side by side. Now Mike Miller, car number 52, gets around Ansel Massey for the lead. And the wheel comes off the 78 of Virgil Powell. He slams the wall, the wheel high in the air. Jeff Wilson also involved in that. He makes further contact with the 78 of Virgil Powell. Wilson gets out of his car, is okay. Concern for Virgil Powell, the 78, as Jeff Wilson gets out of his car and runs over to the 78 car also. It's kind of nice to see a driver who's not upset or angry with another driver, actually concerned about him. Good sportsmanship on Jeff Wilson's part. Not even concerned about his own car, just Virgil Powell. We see Virgil Powell moving around inside. He takes the steering wheel off. He's now taking his helmet off. So Virgil Powell is okay. And now on instant replay, keep your eye on the third place car, which is Virgil Powell. See his lines just fine. Then without warning, the wheel comes off of that car. He slams the wall. The wheel goes very high in the air. Several cars collected in that incident. Clark Wolf involved. I didn't see him before. And the 97 of Jeff Wilson. And the tire got quite a bit of height, at least to the top of the fence. Maybe even a little bit actually taller than the fence. And now we're going to take a look at another instant replay from Bill Yo's shot. And hard contact from Virgil Powell, and as we can see, Virgil Powell out of his car. He's not happy, but he's out of his car moving around, and he is okay. Tough break for Virgil Powell. Miller, your leader, Ansel Massey running second. Daryl Norman holding on to third, and battle for fourth between the 11 of Ryan Dunleavy and the 4 of Ron Lewis. Dunleavy on the outside. Outside lane is not where you wanted to be all night long. Now Dunleavy tucks back in behind the Ron Lewis machine. Mike Miller, your leader. Ron Lewis now looks to the inside of Daryl Norman down the front stretch. And Ron Lewis takes over that third position, and the next to come through will be the 11 of Ryan Dunleavy. Daryl Norman back to fifth. Closes on the 99 of Ansel Massey. The second place car. A battle now for second. Ron Lewis. Ansel Massey side by side down the backstretch. Lewis makes it look easy down the front straightaway. He takes over second. Ryan Dunleavy now goes to work on the Ansel Massey machine for third. Leader still the 52 of Mike Miller. One lap to go for your leader, car number 52, Mike Miller. Ron Lewis running second. And your winner will be car number 52, Mike Miller. Home second will be the 4 of Ron Lewis. Third will go to the 99 of Ansel Massey. The 11 of Ryan Dunlap finishes fourth, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 3 car of Daryl Norman. Once again, your winner, car number 52, Mike Miller. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for buying this Penstroke Productions At the Track videotape. Please keep in mind we not only videotape here at KilKare Speedway each and every week, but also at Columbus Motor Speedway. It is an awful long winter without no racing, and you can purchase the tapes from here at KilKare or at Columbus Motor from us at any time. Just give us a call. For my wife, Kim, my partner, Bill Yo, production assistants, Katie Moore and Mike Brown, I'm Nate Pennington. We'll see you back here next week at the track.